Today's episode is all about guns. Welcome to the show. Today in my hands I hold an assault rifle. And
there's no such thing as an assault rifle.
What does the A in AR-15 stand for then, if there's no assault rifle?
Armalite, the company that started building them.
Oh, well, these things I guess are harmless as any other gun, and you learn
Armalite!
Yeah, you learn something new every day. I already knew that. I was just making sure you guys knew that. You got it? You good? Okay, so here's a little bit of a history lesson. In the year 1791, the Second Amendment was written so that law-abiding citizens like you and I have the right to bear arms, whether it be hunting, recreational use, or to protect your family. We're gonna do a little bit of firearm setup, so let's get to it. Welcome everybody. We are going to be putting a scope on this beautiful Savage Axis chambered in 270. What we have is a Vortex Crossfire scope with a 1-inch tube. Then we have our scope rings, which are 1 inch as well. And we're going to be going over how to properly mount your scope. If you do it yourself, I can't stress it enough that make sure your scope is mounted properly, because if it's not mounted properly, it will cause failure in the field. It won't hold accuracy, and every time you go to the range, you'll be off here or there. So we're gonna go over how to mount the scope properly and the proper tools to use, and so let's get to it. So as you can see, this gun comes from the factory with the base plates already milled and installed on it. So we don't have to worry about installing the base plates, but if there is a gun that doesn't have the base plates already on it, you're going to have to buy the base plates for the gun that you want to put the scope on. And as you can see, they each have 2 screws, and the gun will come with it milled and drilled out to where you can put the base plates on. I recommend putting a little bit of oil underneath the base plates to keep water out, and then some Loctite in the screw holes, so when you screw it down and you torque it to spec, that they will stay put and never come loose. So now we're going to go over a little bit of the tools that you need to get started. This is a Tipton gun vise, and it holds the gun, as you can see, very securely when we try to level, mount, and do anything we need to do to this gun. You can somewhat get by without the vise with like one of these Caldwell lead packs, but it's not recommended. So I've got the Tipton gun vise here, and it's going to work out perfectly. Next, we have the Wheeler Engineering Ultra Scope Mounting Kit. It has everything you need to mount a scope. So let's open it up and see what we got. In this kit, it includes all of the bits and accessories you're going to need for the Wheeler Engineering Fat Wrench for torquing everything to spec and the exact bit that you need to use. Next, we're going to have the precision levelers for the barrel and the top of the scope. That way it makes sure that your scope is mounted level and correctly. Next, we have a scope cleaning pin, and it just has a little bit of little brushes on each end just to make sure that the scope is nice and clean and everything is good to go. Next, we have the Wheeler Engineering thread locker, which helps keep all the screws that is in the scope mounting process tight and secure. Then we have the laser bore sight and an extra battery. We won't use that today, but we'll be going over bore sighting in the next segment. So we're going to move this out of the way, get the gun back up here, and go through the scope mounting process. Alright, on to the first step, and that is mounting the 1-inch scope rings. We're going to go ahead and grab our Wheeler Engineering fat wrench and the bit belt. We're going to grab the flathead screwdriver, lock it in place. Make sure these winded screws are backed out a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and mount them on the gun. Now, as you can see, there is a bar that is in this scope ring base, and it's going to fit in this little slot on the base of the gun. Then I'm going to hold it tight a little bit, make sure it's in there, and I'm going to hand tighten just to get it snug. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So once these are secure, I'm going to go ahead and crank this down to 15 inch-pounds on this Torx wrench, and I'm going to give it a little twist until it clicks. When you hear the click, it means that it is torqued to spec, and that means that the screws are tight as they can be without breaking or stripping the threads. Next, we're going to get the Wheeler Engineering fat wrench, put the Torx bit in it, and bump it up to 16 inch-pounds. Then I'm going to remove the Torx screws from the top of the scope rings. Remove the top there. That top there. Now, then your scope can fit properly in place. As you can see, this scope doesn't have very much wiggle room, but that's okay because it will provide a lot of eye relief. Now, a little disclaimer, if you're doing this yourself, I suggest that you get the right tools, because you need to make sure that your screws are not over tightened as to strip them, or even tighten down so tight that they will damage the scope tube. And you don't want to do that. You don't want to break any glass inside. You don't want to make it to where you can't sight it in properly and it will fail in the field, and you don't want that to happen. So make sure you get the proper tools in order to mount your scope. Now, in the Wheeler Engineering kit, we're going to go ahead and get our levels out. We're going to open this up, loosen it up, and we're going to put it on the gun barrel. Get it all tightened up here. Now, don't tighten it all the way up just yet. Get it kind of snug. And then on the Tipton gun vise, I'm going to go to the back of the buttstock here. I'm going to clamp it down, make sure it's not going anywhere. Then I'm going to level the barrel. Make sure that that bubble is right in the middle. And then I'm going to grab the other level and put it on the top turret of the scope. Next, we're going to grab the thread locker, open it up here, and put a little bit of thread locker on the screws of the scope ring. Then I'm going to go ahead and just kind of screw them in place. Kind of get them, and don't even snug them down, just kind of get them to where you don't have to screw screw in whenever it's time to tighten these down. Just get them close. Make sure the scope can move around like this. And then I'm going to make sure I got this bubble level here again. That way it didn't bump the gun or anything. And then I'm going to make sure this top perfectly level. My dad and grandpa always said measure twice, 3 times, 4 times, and cut once. So make sure I check. Try to get it as precise as possible. And that's what these tools are for. That's what they're designed to do. Just make this easy on you, but make it work the best way possible. Now I'm just going to go ahead and snug up these screws. We're not going to torque them just yet. I'm going to kind of start snugging them up. Just kind of go into a crisscross motion, a square motion, whichever one you like. I'm going to check again. It's still level, so then I'm going to go in a crisscross motion to torque. And then once it clicks, the screws are torqued to spec. And now that everything is torqued to spec, we're going to go ahead and take off our levels. Next, we're going to put the bolt back in. Going to check the eye relief. Feels good. And next, we're going to head out to the range at OK to Carry to sight this bad boy in.
From nationwide coverage to live high school sports to the great outdoors and so much more, we've got something for you. We're a local wireless carrier right here in Oklahoma. We work for your town, in your town. But great cell phone signal in rural areas is just scratching the surface. We also broadcast live events from all over eastern Oklahoma. High school football, basketball, baseball, dirt track races, livestock shows, and community events. Everything to keep you connected in your community. We're also producing original shows like Connect Outdoors and Cooking Wild that shines a light on real Oklahoman experiences. You can find us at bravadowireless.com, or you can search for us on Facebook or YouTube. You can even find us on the Oklahoma Sports Network. You can download their app straight to your phone, Apple TV, Smart TV, or Roku. We don't just create for Oklahoma, we are Oklahoma. We're Bravado Wireless, Oklahoma's service provider.
Bonjour and hello. We've got this beautiful gun and a new scope on it, and we're ready to send some lead down range. So we're headed to OK to Carry gun range, so let's get to it. Hey guys, we're here at the OK to Carry gun range here in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Go like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, and check out all of their stuff because they specialize in training you to get your concealed carry license, so check them out. So we're here at the range. Austin and I have new guns. We have a 223 and a 270, and we put new Vortex glass on the top of them, so we're gonna go about how we set up and sight in our scopes. So the method that we're using right now is to only be used with the bolt action rifle, and I've pulled the bolt out. And so what we're doing is is I'm looking down the barrel of the rifle, and I've got it on this Caldwell lead sled, and it's helping me keep the gun super still. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look down the barrel, and I'm going to find the target, and I'm going to adjust this lead sled so that the bullseye of the target is right, in the middle of the barrel. So once I get that set the way I want it, I'm going to make sure that my bullseye is correct. And when you look down the barrel, there's going to be almost like two circles. There's going to be the back end of the barrel, that's one circle, that's a bigger circle. And then the tip of the barrel, the end of the barrel, and that's a smaller circle. You're going to want to line those up to where they line up. And the smaller circle will fit into that bigger circle, but they need to line up in order to be straight enough to fit on your bullseye. So once you like it the way it looks, I'm going to look up at my scope. I'm going to take my scope caps off. I'm going to look up at my scope, and I'm going to see that my crosshairs right now are way to the right. So I'm just going to check my bore sight. It's almost like a poor man's bore sight, really. And I'm going to check that one more time for reference, and then I'm going to go to my scope. I'm going to make sure which way I'm turning is correct. I'm going to go ahead and turn the dial to where it's in the center of that bullseye. So now we're sitting at about 25 yards. And so I'm going to go an inch high at 25 yards. I'm going to move it up a little bit more. And it should be right on the money at 100 yards plus. So right now, I've got my bore sight the way I want it, and I'm going to go over to my reticles, and I'm going to move my scope turrets to where it's centered right in the center of that bullseye, as close as I can get it. And then I'm going to put it a 1/4 inch high at 25 yards. That will put me an inch high at 100, dead on at 200, and about a little bit of inch low at 300. So if that's the way you like it, we're going to go ahead and shoot this gun right at 25 yards, and we're going to get it really dialed in on this paper target, and then we'll make our adjustments, our really tweaked in adjustments here. And then once that's done, this gun's sighted in, and then we'll move on to the next gun. As you can see, that takes no time at all. That's one of the benefits of buying a bolt gun and a lead sled. And so we got my 223 out of the way. This is Austin's 270, and so we're gonna get started on it with the same procedure.
Whether your roads are dirt, paved, or if you're blazing new trails, the roads we travel lead to all of our most cherished places and people. Bravado Wireless strives to keep you connected wherever the roads may take you. We are the leader in wireless mobility and connection in Oklahoma and across the nation. We carry some of the market's top cell phone brands, fast, reliable home internet, and even greater customer service. Locally owned and operated right here in eastern Oklahoma. So whatever roads you travel, Bravado Wireless has them covered. From beginning to end. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Other wireless companies need 4-page brochures to explain plans that are too complicated and cost way too much. We are not like the others. We are Bravado Wireless. We offer one line of unlimited talk, text, and 4G LTE data for only $40 per month, with no minimum number of lines and no hidden fees. This is your year to be bold, connect fast at the best price. We live where you live, and we are proud to be a part of your community here in Eastern Oklahoma. We are Bravado Wireless, and we believe in the power of connection.
Now, if you're new to the gun world, we're going to take a quick gander at the multiple actions you can find on rifles nowadays. So we're going to head over to none other than the OK to Carry gun range here in Muskogee, Oklahoma. So let's get to it. Hey guys, we're here at the OK to Carry gun range here in Muskogee, Oklahoma. Go like them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram, and check out all of their stuff because they specialize in training you to get your concealed carry license. So check them out. So today we're going to be talking about rifles and the different types of actions. If you are new to hunting and you need some clarity on what action to get and what action you need, we're here to clarify that for you. So let's get to it. First up on the list is the tried and true bolt action rifle. Next we have the lever action rifle. Then we have a semi-automatic rifle. This is actually chambered in .22. This right here is a semi-automatic rifle, and it is chambered in .300 Blackout. And then last, this right here is a really cool gun. It's the revolver rifle. Right, we're going to dive deeper into the actions of these guns. First up is the bolt action rifle, and it has mag fed, and you shove the bolt forward to put the shell into the chamber, pull the bolt backwards, and then it will eject the cartridge and you're ready to shoot, all in one swift motion just like this. So next up on the list is the lever action rifle. It's tube fed, and you put the bullets down in here and you pull the lever forward and backwards in one swift motion just like this. So next on the list is the semi-automatic right here. This is chambered in .22, and it has a mag that feeds bullets up into the chamber, and then you cock it back and it's ready to shoot. Every time you pull the trigger, it will fire around. This is also a semi-automatic rifle, just a modern style with a detachable magazine. Pull the lever back, locked and loaded. Most people probably don't hunt with this one, but it's pretty cool not to show you. But the reason why it doesn't have a foregrip is because you're supposed to be holding on to the horn of your horse saddle and shooting just like that, like the old Wild West. Man, being around firearms always make me feel like a 4-year-old on Christmas morning. I had a whole lot of fun on this episode, and I hope you did too. Remember, when you're around firearms, always practice your safety precautions at all times. Get out there and get in the great outdoors. Remember, if you like this episode and you want to see more original content, go to bravadowireless.com. I'm Nate, and this has been Connect Outdoors. Today we're talking about guns.
Stop!
Okay.
Oh, it doesn't go any further.
On today's episode, we're talking about guns. One more time. Today, your hand got in there. Oh, you got me.
Need to raise it higher.
Oh, God. Today's episode is all about guns. Do it one more time. I didn't catch it right. Guns. Yeah, I know.
Don't drop it.
What? Well, you can't laugh.
I smelt it.
Guns. You can't laugh.
My father will kill me if I do any more like that.
This is hard. Fact. Words. Oh, okay, well. Armalite. No, I need this.
Oh.
Shh. It gives written and mall shootings. Sorry, my pectorals were so good. My middies and first part. So today we're gonna. God, don't mess me up, dears. Rad. Robert Arms. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. You can't be in my show anymore. God. Dadgummit, I was almost there. God. Oh, so close. Range. Perfect. Perfect. You don't fish with guns. Right now. There? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I heard something thumping. Waifu season. Wow. Wabbits hunting wabbits with my waifu. If you know what I mean. Do you like my bonjour? You are in the Una Miss Tim? Kelton knows. We went to a party once. Where's? Turn your mic off. I'm cool with it. Outro! Fire take care of them and take care of you and for going and enjoy the great outdoors. Croach, Oklahoma. I gotta get going. I'm sweating. I guess 4-year-olds are happy on America's birthday. China gave us Corona. Boy, I don't know where I'm going with this. Slap the bell. I don't know what my hands are doing. And your safety nose. Connect outdoors. And see my brain stop? All your safeties on. Practice your safety. Always practice.
Why do I want to say practice? Wake up, Kelton! Wake up, Kelton!
Kelton's sleeping. My script. God.
Would you hurry up?
I'm trying. Oh. Oh, not good.